Hi you guys, and welcome to my channel. So today we are going to do my wild berry scented candle. Let's just attach the wicks first here. Just so we have that done. Just going to do that with my glue gun. Just attach to the center here. There we go. Okay, just going to stabilize it. Alright, perfect. So now that's ready. So we are going to do a lot of berries here. As you can see, I have a lot of molds. I'm going to do some blackberries, some raspberries, some strawberries, and some blueberries as well. I already have some colored wax here, some slab of black and some red for the berries. However, we're going to color for the blueberries. We're going to make that blueberry dark blue color. Okay. I'm just going to put these over here. First, I'm going to start with doing my first pouring in my glass here, and we're going to use my container wax here, which is a blend of soy and coconut wax. So let's start weighing this off first. Just going to grab my pot. I already have had a little bit of the blend in here, so we can use it again, it's not a problem. Okay, so for the first layer we're going to need approximately 40 grams of wax. Okay, that's perfect. Now what we are going to do is we're going to melt it and then we're going to color it. So let's just start with melting the wax first. Okay, you guys, so I heated my wax here to 71 degrees Celsius. That's approximately 160 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're going to add our color here. Have to be a little bit quick. I'm going to add a little bit of red and a little bit of pink. Pink. And then we're gonna add a little bit of the red here. Okay, let's stir. And then we're going to have to color test it as well, just to make sure that we have the color that we desire. As once it starts to set the wax, it does become a much lighter than what you see actually in the pot here at this point. So you want to always color test your color. I usually do this on a paper plate. That's usually enough. Just gonna see how the color looks here. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more pink to it. It became a little bit more reddish. Now while we are doing all this, the wax is cooling at this point, so we have to add our scent as well. Let's not forget that. But our scent, we will add it on 60 degrees Celsius, approximately 60 degrees. I mean, it can be 63 degrees Celsius. But as we are working with this right now, we are there. It cools quite fast here, especially because it's a little bit chilly in here. It's not that warm. So let's just color test it again. Looks quite nice. Just gonna make sure that everything is incorporated here. If the color starts, or the wax, sorry, if the wax starts to cool down a little bit too much on you, you can always just put it over the bain-marie just a little bit, just to help you disperse the color. Like I can see there are some granules still there, so I'm just going to put it on the bain-marie for just a few seconds. Okay, you guys, so I think we are ready here. Let's add our scent to it. So this is a 1% scent. So you're not going to use a lot of it. You're just going to use just a little bit. We have 40 grams here, so that's going to be 0.04, right? So I'm just gonna weigh that off here. It's quite strong, that's why. It really depends your scent. There will be some that you have a 5% dosage, or there will be some that has maybe a 10%, from 7 to 10% dosage. It really depends. Too much there. Very little that we need here for a little portion. There we go. And I love to work with a pipette. I find it less messy and I can be more accurate, sorry. Now we're just gonna add our scent here, those few little drops. Just get those little extra ones here. Just stir it very well. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to heat up my glass here. The wax is a little bit warm, so, and the glass is very cold, so I don't want too much frosting, and it helps a lot for your candle not to frost, just to heat it up a little bit before you start your pourings. So I'm just going to grab my heat gun here. We have heated it, so it's a little bit warm to the touch, not hot. So now we can pour our wax in there. Nice and gently into the center, trying to avoid any splashings. There we go, you guys. Perfect. Okay. So now that we did our first pouring, we want to concentrate on our berries here. We have to do a lot of berries. So first, let's start with our blueberries. I think that would be the best thing. Then I can show you how I'm coloring as well. If you wish, I do have videos where I'm specifically doing the coloring, but if you want to see something more in depth. But let's just do the blueberries here for now. And then the others I have here, already pre-colored. Pillar wax. Okay, for molding and such and pillar candles, I'm using a pillar wax. It's a soy pillar wax. This is the wax to use if you want to make different types of moldings of candles and pillar candles. Okay, all right, so let's start with our blueberries here. I'm going to mix a blue and black color. I don't want them to be all blue. Just going to grab a new pot. There we go. Just gonna add a little bit of the pillar wax here. We don't have much to use our mold, so we don't need that much. So I'm just going to, oh, there goes my Rosie. It says hello, Rosie. Okay, there we go. So let's melt this first and then we can color it. Okay, you guys, so now our wax is melted here. And it's on 165 Fahrenheit, 73 degrees Celsius. Okay, so let's start coloring. Probably went that way, a couple of temperatures here, but we want to work a little bit fast, because we don't have much. I'm just gonna grab some blue here. And one black. Actually, let's be careful here because I don't want it to be too black. Let's just put this out here. It's better to put too little than too much. You can always add, that's better. So let's just see. I'm looking for like a dark blue color. I want the shade of blue, however I want it quite dark. So let's just incorporate this well. And then of course we're going to top color test it again. Okay. Just make sure that everything is incorporated. Okay, let's see the color. It's a little bit too bluish. I want it darker than that. So let's just chip a little off here. There we go. Let's just color test again. Now that's much better. That's the color I'm going for. And my Rosie is still meowing in the background. I don't know if you guys can hear her. She's a very talkative cat. She likes to talk. There we go. So now we can add our scent. So we are just going to add like 3 drops. That's really it, as we don't have much here. It's a 1%, right? So it's going to do 1, 2, 3. Not more than that. Stir well. Perfect. There we go. So let's prepare our molds here. I'm just going to put them here. Go, you guys. So now that we are ready with the blueberries here, let's just put them aside so they can set, and then we can start with the other ones. Let's do some of these bigger ones. Just grab our wax here and we just get a new pot. Okay. Just get our wax in here. Let's melt this to 70 degrees Celsius, like 165 Fahrenheit. And then we can come back and we can pour into our molds. Okay, you guys, so now I've melted the wax. There we go. We're just going to leave it here just a little bit, as we do need to scent the wax. I do not pre-scent any wax at all, because the minute you start to reheat again, and if you have to go up in those temperatures, you're going to lose a lot of the percentage of the scent. So it's not a good idea to do so. So let's just scent our wax here. I had 40 grams of wax here, approximately. So we're just going to do a few drops, as this is just a 1%. I'm not going to weigh it out this time. Okay, there we go. So I think we are ready here. Let's just grab our molds. Perfect. All right, you guys, so now that we are ready with these, let's continue with our next ones. I'm just going to put them aside here. Now we're going to focus on the black wax. So I'm just going to, let's melt this one. I'm just going to grab a pot here. Okay, you guys, I'm just going to break it up a bit here. Yeah, let's melt this to 73 degrees Celsius, 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Perfect. Okay, so now our black wax has melted. We have very little here, we don't have much. Just going to add just a few drops. There we go. Just going to whip. All right, perfect. Okay, so now let's fill our molds here. The rest of them. I think these are already ready. We can already demold them here. These cute little berries. Cute little ones. So for these ones, we just need to wait a little bit longer. Just leave them cool. We have our candle already cooled off here. So that's perfect. We just take this one off. And then we can get back to the rest of the decorations afterwards. In the meantime, while we're waiting, we can weigh off our wax here. I'm just going to grab a new pot. Okay, you guys. There we go. I'm just going to weigh off my wax here. So this is the container wax, the soy and coconut blend that I have. I'm just gonna weigh it off so we know how much scent to put in. I'm gonna use approximately 90 here. Okay, perfect. So we have approximately 90 grams of wax here. We're going to do a whipping wax from it, and then we're going to pipe it into our glass. First, we need to finish our decorations though. But let's put this to melt first, because it does take time to set, and it's a whole working process. Okay, you guys, so now I've melted my wax here. I'm just going to, I've melted it to 70 degrees Celsius. It's up like 71 degrees Celsius, and it's approximately 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, I melted it on a lower temperature because it is a coconut and soy wax, and it's a container wax, so you kind of have to treat it a little bit differently. It depends on the temperature, but then again, it depends on your brand of wax as well. So you really want to check what kind of brand you have and how to heat your wax, and this information should be available to you definitely. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to color the wax, because I want a nice color. We're going to use our pink granules here. You can use liquid colors as well, but I prefer to use the granules when it comes to these candles here, because I find it easier to dose. And with colors, liquid colors, it's a little bit more difficult and tricky. So let's just color it here. Of course, we are going to color test again. And now, since we are going to have to whip the wax, we have to keep in mind that the longer we whip, the lighter the color. So we are going to have to take that into consideration when we are color testing. That's a very light pink. I want to do a very strong color. I'm just going to add some pink and more red to this. I want a much stronger color, so I think we can go ahead and add a lot more to it. what you can do is also, you don't have to whip as long, you just need to leave the wax to cool, but then afterwards you really need to work fast, because if your wax is very cool, and then it will set in your nozzle quite fast, so you really need to be quick. So I'm just going to intensify the color more. I prefer to do that. So that's really nice. See how much more colorful it became here. So let's leave it at this. Perfect. So now we're going to add our scent. We have to weigh off our scent here now. We had 90 grams of wax. That's approximately 3.17 ounces. And now we need to weigh off our scent here. So it's a 1% scent, so we are going to need 0.9 gram of wax. So not even a gram. 0.9. There we go. Perfect. A little bit too much. Take it off a little bit. You want to be quite precise when it comes to dosing your scent, especially if you're selling your candles, because your dosage has to say on your COP labels. So you want to make sure that's okay with your labeling. Okay, so the wax has cooled down well. We can add our scent here. As you can see, it's not very much that you need to add when it's only a 1%. There we go. Just give it a good stir. There we go. So I'm just going to put this aside here. And let's check our little berries here. This one is set quite well. It's good. Okay, so I think we can demold these. I'm just going to put it a little bit more further up here. Now we're going to wait for our whipping wax here. So we are looking for a consistency like a puree. I'm going to show you guys a bit later. Once the wax starts to set, it's going to be a little bit easier to explain it. You will see the difference compared to what it is right now. So basically it's going to cool down in temperature, and then we will get back to it. In the meantime, while our wax is setting, we can actually prepare our candle here. We can put in our berries now that they are ready. I'm just gonna give a good, just take a few of them. We will need some for the top as well, so let's just do a good little mix. Just add the strawberries, maybe just a couple here and there to the sides. Okay, just going to do a nice mix here. Okay, grab another one of these and just kind of get them in there, arrange them just a little bit so it looks nice. Perfect. All right, so let's leave this for the top. Just gonna set it aside here. Perfect. And now it's just wait for our wax here to cool. Okay, you guys, so I think our wax is starting here to cool very well. As you can see, it's like a little puree of a consistency. Just going to give it a little bit of a stir here. Still going to leave it here for another 5 minutes. Okay, you guys, I think it's very thick now. As you can see, it's not as runny as it was. So now it's perfect. I think we can start and whip the wax. Okay, I'm just gonna grab my hand mixer. So I'm going to stop here, as I don't want it to whip any further. I still want to keep this pinkish color, and if I continue whipping, then it's just going to get lighter and lighter. Okay, so, and it's fine, it's already there, it's not moving anywhere. So we can grab our bag, grab our spoon, just going to hold it just a little bit because it's a little bit cold. So I'm just gonna warm it up just a little bit. I'm gonna do that to the nozzle as well, but let's just fill the bag first. Gonna grab my nozzle, as I don't want the wax to get stuck in it. It's gonna cool it too fast, so let's just warm it just a little bit. Okay, let's grab our candle here. There we go. And let's pipe on top all the way around. Make sure that you get a lot of wax around the wick. So now let's decorate a little bit our candle here. Just gonna add a little strawberry. It's really cute. Just gonna tuck it nicely in there. That's very nice. Perfect. So just add that little one here. Gorgeous. There you go, you guys. So I'm just going to make a little twirl on the wick here. There we go, you guys. How cute is that? Really cute. Just gonna squeeze them a little bit in there, because we have to take into consideration when you have to pack it as well. Gorgeous. Loving it. Super, and it smells absolutely wonderful. So I'm gonna take my labels here. This is my wild berry label. It's the CLP label. I'm just going to add that to the bottom. Go. Another safety label here at the back. Some pictograms as well. All right. Now I'm gonna grab my box here. Just need the front label as well. I'm gonna grab it here. There we go. See where the back is. Just put it on the top here. Nice and even. There we go. Put our candle in here. Now I always like to add my candle care instructions here at the back. Nicely tucked in. There we go. And my lid here. Perfect. And there you go, you guys. this is the way I package my candles. Maybe that can give you some inspiration as well. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. If you do like what I do, please subscribe and give me a like on my videos as well. It helps me grow my channel a lot. And yes, I see you for the next video. Bye!